Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 4 of Shikikan Frontline. I'll be your host, Tuglo, and unfortunately, my co-host, Kiona, will not be here with me as he's in China right now. I believe he is getting eye surgery over there, so we wish the best of luck, good health, good, travels, safe travels, all that good stuff to him while he's in China and on his way back here, and of course, a quick recovery. Today we'll be talking about a few little things here and there, just kind of covering what's been happening recently in Girls Frontline. So starting off, I'd like to talk about Arctic Warfare very, very briefly. Since it was our first ranking event, it was something that was extremely different. We haven't seen anything like it up until now. And it was something that, I'm going to be honest with you, I took a little way too nonchalantly. I was shooting for that top 5%, ended up, I believe, top 6, because towards those last 2 days, for whatever reason, something got in. I don't know if it was in their food. I don't know if it was something people drank, but people on the English server just went ham out of nowhere. It was insane. And so it was something that I took pretty lightly. And, it's something that not only is that a really good thing that, the English server went ham, and I think our top score was like 189,000, I think. Not only is that incredible, but it does show that, EN servers out here, we out here to play. We ain't gonna put no little baby numbers up there. We ain't here to slap dick around. We here to go do some work. But it is also really exciting because there's that competitive aspect. There is a lot of RNG, which kind of does suck, but I mean, at the end of the day, I can't do anything about it, so I just got to do what I can and take it for what it is. Now, with Arctic Warfare, Mica has released some pretty cool stats. Right here, we can see that players that have cleared Chapter 3, there were 21.5% players in the entire English server. We have players that have achieved a score in Down the Rabbit Hole was 15.4%. Players that have obtained more than one Scarlet Sage, which was the skin that we could get one time if we did 999 red envelopes, was 2.4%. Now, I will say I am part of that. I did get one dupe. I was extremely happy about that. So I did get a free black card. The maximum amount of skins obtained by a single player was 4%. And then the map that has the largest clear counts was Operation Homecoming 4. And then it does say the greatest number of attempts in said map was achieved by a single player of 1,808 runs. Now, So I asked the Discord, what map that was. They did say it was E34, which was the one that had all the bosses, and it had the hardest boss in the entire thing. But I will say that I cannot believe that. I don't know why you would run that. If you want 5.7 or NZ7 or NZ75, I think, why not go run 1-4? But hey, dude, whoever that dude is, more power to him, because that cost me way too many repair tickets. It cost me way too much time, and I wasn't finna kill no Jupiters. So, hey, good stuff for him. Congratulations for that guy. Honestly, I think aside from the 1,808 runs on that map, I think the one single stat to me that just sticks out the most, in my opinion, is that 4 dupes of the skin. When I heard that there were dupes available, I was like, man, ain't no way that's possible. Somebody's pulling my leg, somebody's messing around. But then I turned around and got my own and couldn't believe it. I said, oh, wow, this is awesome. But the fact that this dude got 3 black cards, whew, brother, that's a whole skin right there. You on your way towards, the 5-card skin, the 8-card skin, or you can just get a whole 3-card skin. Man, that is insane. So that to me is probably the coolest Arctic Warfare statistic that Mica has released for us. Now, closing the Arctic Warfare talks, I will say that I personally believe that Arctic Warfare was pretty easy. On a scale of 1 to 10, I gotta give it probably a 5, maybe a low 6, and that's pushing it. Just for the sheer fact for how prepared I was, whether it be the vast amount of characters that I had, kind of a decent amount of equipment, whatever I had to use or whatever I had to kill, I always had something to use. And whether it did take me quite amount of repair tickets for that E3-4, everything else just kind of seemed pretty relaxed, to be honest. Now, of course, I play all the freaking time, so that does have a huge thing to play a part into it, but it is something that, from my point of view, I think that this was extremely, I don't want to say easy, but it was relaxed. Arctic Warfare overall was a great event. I'm really happy that I was able to play in it, and I'm really happy I was able to push for a potentially new high score on the last day, even though I should have been doing it until I got a whole new high score, but it is what it is. I had a great time with it, and I am definitely looking forward to our next ranking event. Now, something that Mica has done recently, it's something that we haven't had this before, and we haven't seen this before, is they decided to give us a pre-release T-Doll quiz. Now, at the time of this stream/podcast, this has already finished. But I did want to bring this up because, I thought this was really unique. It says, pick the answer you believe that is correct from the following 9 guns. Share/retweet this post and include the event hashtag within hashtag GFL plus your answer. You'll get 5 winners from the shares and retweets, and they will get awarded 4,000 gems. Now, it's already done, and we already know who the winner is, and that is going to be M200. Now, this is all that we have to go based off of so far. Now, if they've put something on their Twitter today, I haven't seen it because I just woke up probably about 30 minutes ago. So, if they have put something else up, I haven't seen it yet. But this is all that we've been given so far that I know of. I believe she's supposed to be a 5-star rifle character, and I believe she's going to be dropping with the Carcano sisters, Grape and Strawberry, sometime later this month. Also, it isn't going to be anything that, hey, you're given this, like, congratulations. It's going to be, hey, good luck pulling for this Ian exclusive T-Doll. Why don't we get it given to us as a gift? I have no idea. It's kind of unfortunate in that fact because from what I've heard, I don't know if this is true, just from what I've heard or what I've read from the Q&A this month, is that I believe Japan was given their T-Doll for free, and maybe other servers have been giving it to them for free. Don't quote me on that. But if one server has been giving it to for free, it does kind of suck that we do have to have that RNG play a part, rolling for the character to get it, so we can obtain our EN exclusive server T-Doll instead of just giving it to us for free. That does kind of suck, but I mean, hey, at the end of the day, it is what it is. And hey, we at least got a T-Doll. Hopefully she's at least cute, or at the very least, hopefully she's really good or useful. But only time will tell, and only Mica knows. Now, let's go ahead and jump into our February roadmap. It is quite late in the month, as this is the 22nd of February, but we do have a few things that are still currently going on and things that still have to be done. First thing was the EXP boost. That was during Arctic Warfare. If you didn't get to take an opportunity to do some of that, kind of sucks. I don't know when the next EXP boost is going to happen, but I will say that that was something that, whether they were new players or kind of new players, that EXP boost event was definitely there to help them kind of get through Arctic Warfare or level those last few characters that you needed to complete your preparation, so that way you could go in and dick it down. Then we do have our Valentine's Day package. You unfortunately have already missed this. I believe it went from the 14th until the 18th. You had a chance of buying 10 total oaths. It came in a bundle of 2, so you had 5 purchases. I believe they were 998 gems per, and I think at the end of the day, you save X amount of gems. I don't know what the exact math is, but definitely a fantastic package. Now, right now going on, we do have the Chapter 6 Knight that just got released, and we also have the exclusive equipment rate up. With that, we do have M16's special equipment that is going to drop from, I believe, Ch6N. And let me tell you, the map itself, as far as the route is concerned, it's pretty easy to do, but that armor, that gear, baby, it is nice. It does give us evasion and armor, but we do have to lose rate of fire and accuracy. Now, if you use your M16 the way I use my M16, and that's exclusively for 02, let me tell you, this armor, this gear, whatever you want to call it, this special equipment is straight fire. I love it. It is fantastic. I was super lucky to get mine on my 4th run. Luck sack just a little bit. I was super lucky to get mine on my 4th run. I kind of turned around and I was like, man, this is super inefficient. I don't know what team to use in order to clear the boss. You know, I was kind of getting digged down a little bit, and I was like, man, this is gonna suck. I was like, what if I gotta do this a lot? I don't have the repair tickets, my resources are dwindling. And then on that 4th run, as I was thinking that thought, boom, it drops, and I said, oh my god, I can't believe I got it. So it was super awesome. But then I turned around and farmed for MP5's gear. I started at 10 runs, and I think I ended somewhere in like the 90s. So I did 80 something runs for her gear. Now you say, well, why would you ever do that? Well, first off, I already have MP5 leveled up. Secondly, I highly value the invulnerability shield. And third, I was going to get free equipment fodder. I may as well get it from doing somebody's equipment that I don't have. So now M16's armor, I believe, is already like 8.5. Almost to level 10, so that's extremely nice. And on top of that, I was able to finally get MP5's armor, which is awesome. So if you do not have, whether it be Springfield's, M1918's, AR-15's, MP5, Mosin Nagant, or M16's special equipment, if you are able to do the night missions, I highly recommend you go and get them. Now, because we are talking about M16 and she is the new chapter that is out, I do want to kind of give you the route that you can take. So once you start at that heliport kind of at the top, you're going to make your way down to that the radar post. On that radar post, on the left hand side, there's going to be a mob. On that bottom right hand side, there is going to be the heliport. You're going to go down to that heliport and you're going to end your first turn there. That mob that's on the left side will never travel to you, at least it didn't for me. It should always go up to that radar. Then for your next turn, you're going to move to the left, set down a team, and then you're going to go fight the boss. You'll come back up, swap, retreat, and then you will either restart or you can terminate the mission depending on what you want to do. If you terminate it, you know, you got to go do what you got to do. But restarting it is the fastest way to kind of get back into that same farming, grinding route. So that way you don't really kind of waste time. Whenever you go through this, if you do get that armor, I know somebody asked, hey, if I get the armor and then I terminate the mission, or if I restart the mission, will I lose the armor? No, you will not. You will keep the equipment that you grinded or that you obtained if you restart or terminate the mission. So, you know, if you get her equipment and it's, I don't know, your 15th run, right? And then you get it, and then you terminate or restart, you don't have to worry about losing any equipment. The only thing you do have to worry about is repairing your units and making sure your inventory space doesn't get too full. Otherwise, you have to go, you know, get rid of some junk or use it for equipment fodder. Other than that, the run in and of itself is kind of simple. The mobs to get there can potentially like dick you down. I know for me, I was using G11, SAA, UMP 45 G36C, and I was using another damage dealer. It was an AR-15. I was using AR-15, and they had their night equipment on my 2 ARs. But man, even on the mobs, just to get to the boss, like, they were dicking me down. Like, I thought, man, okay, I got this invulnerability, I should be good. Now, given I could have used a different team. People may say OTS 14 and 9A91, the Queen and Princess of Night Battle. Let me tell you something about that. Maybe I just had a wrong team. I had 1 handgun, 2 ARs, which were the Princess and the Queen, and 2 SMGs. I don't know if I had a wrong team. I had the equipment right. But let me tell you something. If I ain't never seen such slapdick damage, I swear I thought I was in a game of League, because they were doing absolutely nothing to these mobs. I don't know why they were doing nothing. I had them with good equipment. I don't know whether it was just, unfortunate enemies that I was fighting, but they were doing so much slapdick damage that I was like, yo, I gotta switch these girls out, man. I ended up switching to FAL and AUG, 1 handgun, and the same 2 SMGs, gave them the night equipment instead, and man, they were doing work. Now, I've seen multiple videos where Groza comes in and dicks them down. Hey, fantastic. I don't know how they did it. I think it was 4 handguns, but hey, I just do not know how they did it. But as far as this is concerned, because, no contender gang, we out here. I did, G11 and AR-15. It was a little costly on my repair tickets for G36C and UMP-45, but once I got that out the way, the boss was kind of slapdick. Whenever she goes into her little ability, all you do is retreat, and then she just kind of has to come back and then refocus somebody else. The invulnerability, like I said, I do highly value that, because even if she's in that invulnerable state, she can do all the damage she wants, but it ain't doing anything to me. So this is going to be the route that you take for M16's equipment. Now with now with Chapter 6 being unlocked, we do have a new place to farm that is going to be Ch6N. Now this is going to be in particular for Zaz. I will have the stats. I'll bring those up in a second. But let's go ahead and talk about the route real quick. So you'll start on that heliport on the left-hand side. You'll move over to the radar. You will be killing armored dogs. I believe they're called tarantulas. So you'll move over to that radar for your first turn. And then everything around you will be captured by the enemy team except that heliport to your bottom left of the radar. That heliport is going to enable you to summon your other Zaz. You're going to have 2 Zazes. They will be your corpse dragger. Now, with this, you will resupply the second Zaz, then retreat her. Then you'll put in just somebody that has no rations or has no ammo. You'll put them down. You'll swap the team that you're corpse dragging with, and then you'll retreat them so you keep your resources, and then you will restart the mission. Now, there are a few good things, a few good benefits to running Ch6N as compared to 02. I believe you do get a little bit more EXP. It costs less ammo and less rations because you are only resupplying a 1 dummy link character compared to a 5 dummy link character. And on top of that, you also get to level up 4 characters at one time instead of only leveling 3 characters at one time. Now, as far as buffs are concerned, I don't think you need anything in particular as long as you reach these specific stats. And we'll go ahead and talk about those right here. So I asked in the official Discord server, and this is the information that I was given. So when you have Zaz for the Ch6N dragging guide, you'll be level 60 at minimum, so that way you can equip the gold high velocity ammo. Then your rate of fire must be within either 49, it has to be 49, It's got to be between 56 to 62, 69 to 74, or 79 to 88. Your minimum firepower, aka damage, is 64, but ideally below 78. No links are allowed. So you cannot have your character dummy linked at, X2, X3, X4, X5. Because I will say this, I was testing this out. I did not have the proper rate of fire. I did not have X1. I actually had X5 on this character. And I had, I believe, skill level 4, but I did reach that minimum requirement for damage. I went in there, and I'd seen somebody else's Zaz. I think it was like skill 10, level 20 something. I think it was Steve's video that I watched, Steve WXH's video. And I turned around and saw him. He didn't get hit, not a single time by the dogs. And I said, okay, well, my boy Baguette was out here. He was like, hey, I don't really believe that that's possible. It doesn't make sense why it's working like this. And I said, look, dude, I don't know the math behind it. I don't know why it works this way, but I could bring in my X5 and I can show you why it's going to not work. So I took my X5 character into Ch6N, and I was not within those parameters for rate of fire. And as soon as those dogs came in, I got hit. And then my bomb or my grenade launched and just destroyed all the dogs. And so I'm sitting here like, yo, okay, we were trying to figure out why did this happen? And so not only is it what we believe to be the case, I think it's because based off of those particular amounts of rate of fire, that it has something to do with your shooting animation. So if you're within those ranges, your shooting animation ends somewhere around the time that potentially like your skill is ready to be fired, and then you can shoot it immediately, right? Instead of like having to finish your current shooting animation and then you fire. It's just, hey, I'm waiting. All right, now I fire the grenade. So we think that it's either that, or it's potentially something to do with the space that's given in the tile, where if you have an X5, you're just a little bit closer to the enemy, whereas if you're X1, you're a little bit further away from the enemy, and the enemy has to run up just a little bit more. So those were the two things that we kind of came up with. Are they correct? I have no idea. Does it sound good? It sure does to me. But those were the two, I looked at Steve's video, I saw my X5, and I said, well, mine doesn't fall within these parameters, and my units got hit. His fell within the parameters, and his did not get hit, and he was able to do it super easily. Now it says you have to watch out for tile buffs and fairies, and you want to do the L formation. So you have a unit in 1, 3, 9. Wait, hold up. Not 1, 3. No, not 1, 3. 1, 4, 7, 2, and 3. So it will be that L formation. You do want to watch out for your tile buffs and your fairies. We don't have fairies yet, but you do want to watch out for your buffs, just because it could throw your numbers off, whether you get random rate of fire from handguns, any type of buffs from handguns or SMGs. Do be careful of that. And you do want to kind of not really overcap your particular Zaz, because she will be useful for 8-1N as well. We don't have that out right now, so I would only worry about her 6-3N stats, but just know she is going to be useful for the same thing in 8-1N. Those different rate of fire ranges are still applicable. Then you do have a higher minimum firepower / damage that you do need to reach, so definitely be careful on that. Now, they did give me a tip, and it says feed your Zaz 1 firepower / damage at a time to keep her rate of fire low while getting your damage up. To do this, you can feed 2 rate of fire, or you can feed 2 rifles or 1 rifle and 2 AR, for example. So, if you're out here farming 2 stars, 3 stars, or excuse me, 2 stars from 0-2 or any other map, 2 rifles will give you 1 damage. 1 rifle, 2 ARs will get you that damage point, so that way you don't mess up the rate of fire stats, but you're continually increasing the damage. Now, this is something that, like I said, it's very good for EXP. The only thing that I have against it is Well, what happens when you get all these characters, you know, let's say to X5, because you're just leveling super quickly, but then you don't have the cores to feed them? That is kind of unfortunate. So potentially I would look at trying to do something like this. Maybe you get your character to level 30, you X3 them, and you do that in like 0-2, right? So that way you can at least get a little bit of cores. Then you turn around from 30 until 70. Maybe you just run Ch6N. So that way you can get the highest EXP gain possible. And then let's say from 70 to 90, you do 0-2. So that way you can get more cores. Because you don't get any cores from Ch6N. That's the biggest issue that I have with it, and it does kind of suck because if it's a 5-star character you're leveling, you need 105 total cores to get them from X1 to X5. So there is that huge problem in and of itself right there. Or you could, you could flip it around. Let's say you do Ch6N from 1 to 70, from 70 to 90, you do 0-2. Either which way, you're gonna have to get those cores in there somehow. How you do that is up to you. I'm not going to tell you how to play the game, but just do not forget, you do not get cores from Ch6N, and you will still need to get cores, from 0-2, because that's just the best place to farm cores. Now, let's go ahead and go back to this roadmap. We do have a few things left on there. So we do have the login event reward. We will be getting a costume, and that costume, mind you, in my opinion, looks pretty darn good. It is going to be a costume for G36C. I think she's got some really good skins. I believe she does get mod a little bit later on, so she's gonna have that skin. I think she has this skin. I think she has a Prince skin, and then she has a potential summer skin. Don't quote me on that one, but she's basically got enough skins that tells me, hey, I'm gonna dupe G36 whenever I get my second one. But as far as this login event is concerned, we will get 2 contracts, 300 intermediate data, 200 batteries, 1,000 parts, 300 advanced data, 200 calibration tickets, and then on that 7th day, we will get her skin. So, not too bad for a little bit of a login rewards. It's definitely something that, I ain't hating, I can't complain about. Now, we do have the new resupply gacha that's coming in. We do know that is the Children's Day banner where we can get the lolly skins for, I believe, like Negev, Lee Enfield, MP40, I think a few other characters. I don't remember them off the top of my head. That should be coming pretty soon. And then last but not least, we will have 5 new T-Dolls for this month. We already do know it's going to be Grape and Strawberry, as you can see in the picture right here. And then they are going to be 2 5-star rifle characters. We'll also have M200. That'll be our 3rd character, but it will also be a 5-star rifle. And we got 2 more coming. I don't know what they are just yet, but this should be coming soon. I would assume it comes probably when the special equipment, rate up drops off. So probably Monday, Tuesday would be my guess. As far as the roadmap is concerned, this is all we are going to have out of this. Now, typically around this time, we would have the Q&A segment. My only problem with this is that I went through Twitter, I went through Discord, and I went through Reddit. And I didn't find any question that was like, oh wow, that's a pretty good question. The thing that I want to kind of talk about during this topic or this little time is, well, why have the monthly Q&A? Now hear me out. If I have a really good question, whether it be like, hey, can you what is blah 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 blah, and I already know the answer is gonna be, I can't talk about this at this time. Why would I ask? Okay, but then if I have a slapdick question that, let's say, is like, hey, when does this doll come out? Somebody else is gonna answer because that question's already been asked before. I was just too lazy to look it up, or they're going to tell me it comes out at this time. So if I can't ask any good questions because I already know I'm going to get the typical can't talk about this or I can't answer this at this time, and every other question is just going to be slapdick AF, why even hold the monthly Q&A? Because I believe you're doing 3 different days, 4 different days, one for Twitter, one for Facebook, one for Reddit, and one for Discord. Maybe not one for Facebook. I don't know. But let's just say you get 4 different days, 1 day for each platform. That's a lot of time allocated to reading slapdick questions or to answering questions with the typical answer. This is such a good question. I can't answer this because it would spoil our plans, or we don't want the general public to know about this right now. Why even hold the monthly Q&A? Instead of us trying to pick your brain and say, hey, what's going on down there at Mica, or what are y'all doing? Can y'all give us a little bit of information? Can y'all feed us something? Can y'all tease us with something? Can you give us a bone to just gnaw on or chew on? Why do any of that? Why not turn around and have Mica just do a little stream? I know, dude, I know Don Machi does it. I know Fake Go has done it. I believe, I don't know about these games, but I know somebody said Fire Emblem Heroes has done something like this. And dude, let me tell you this. If this game can do it, I feel any game should be able to. If Sword Art Online Memory Defrag is able to do a little stream from time to time, surely you can make a little stream. Because now guess what? If you do a stream, you don't got to worry about 3 other days. You get those 3 days to do whatever you want. Or whatever you got to do. You do that stream for that 1 day, and then boom. Or you use those 3 days to prepare for this stream, to get whatever content you got for this stream. Because now, if you do this stream, we don't have to go and look for what are you going to be doing? What is coming in the future? What can we try to get you to leak? What can we do? Blah, blah, blah. We don't have to worry about slapdick questions. We don't have to worry about anything stupid, or we don't have to worry about anything too advanced to ask and then just get hit with the, oh, we can't answer that because it's too good of a question. If you do a stream, Mica will be able to pick and choose what they tell us, while at the same time still hyping us up. I know they've done it for, I believe, Ch6N. They've had Ch6N streams where they turn around and they kind of show us things that are coming into the future. And I remember way back when, before the Chinese and Korean server got this, they showed the little Tetris tile buffs. They showed the little rocket launchers. They showed tanks. They showed, a lot of these other different things. They showed capsules being useful. They showed just a lot of things. And I was watching that stream and I was like, holy crap, this is awesome. I didn't know what was going on because I don't speak the language. But I said, yo, this looks so cool. Like, I can't wait to get that, or I can't wait to, see it be played in action. And I turned around and said, man, this is something awesome, dude. Because I didn't have to poke and prod and say, hey, when are capsules going to be useful? I didn't have to turn around and say, hey, when's the next event coming out? Or what's the next event coming out? What's your time schedule looking like? I didn't say any of that. I sat down and they showed me what they wanted to show me and got me hyped up. They hid from me what they wanted to hide, and I didn't even ask questions because they ran the show. Like I said, this is all just my opinion. They may do it, they may not one day in the future. But if they did something like a little bitty stream, an hour-long stream, a 30-minute stream, whatever it was, at least that way they wouldn't be wasting, well, quote-unquote, wasting or spending so much time to either have other people answer it and waste their time, or you get a really good question and just say, I can't answer it because you know why I can't answer it. If they did it like this in such a manner, they could present to us what they want to show us, and we wouldn't have to try to go around looking for a bone to pick or a bone to chew on. Like I said, this month's questions were so like slap dick. It was like, why, man? Like, there wasn't anything that was like cool to like even ask. Like, what would y'all like me to bring up to y'all? Hey, we get this character supposedly around Q3 or Q4. Hey, we're supposed to be getting the, like, we may be getting Deep Dive first, or we may be getting Cube Plus first. Because on Twitter, I saw that it was potentially Deep Dive is going to be first. On Reddit, I saw it was potentially Cube Plus first. Things aren't lining up. I don't know. Maybe they've got a different person doing it every day. I don't know. But things don't line up with each other. It could also prevent that from happening. And I don't know, man. The monthly Q&A, don't get me wrong, is fantastic. At least we get the opportunity to turn around and ask questions. But at the same time, why ask these questions if we already know the answers to them? So that's kind of like a little bit of a rant from just February's Q&A. I didn't really find anything like that great for questions per se, but it is something that I don't know, man. I just wanted to bring that up to attention. Maybe what are y'all guys' thoughts about this? Let me know in Twitch chat in a second, or let me know down in the comments section below. Tweet at me, hit me up in Discord, whatever. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Should they do a stream? Should they not do a stream? I mean, we already know what content we're going to get. We just don't know when. Easy stream. That's just me, though. Anyway, this is going to be the end of the Q&A segment. Like I said, I didn't have anything for that per se. It was kind of something that was a little unfortunate. But, I mean, hey, at the end of the day, you know, what can I do about it? So, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Shikikan Frontline. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. If whoever may be listening to this in the future did not get a chance to see it live, it will be up on my YouTube channel. But I really do appreciate y'all tuning into this, and also, just hanging out and listening to it live or listening to it on the YouTube channel. This was my first solo podcast. You can catch me at twitch.tv/Tuglow. You can also hit me up on Twitter at Tuglow_. Then you can hit me up on my Discord server as well. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Catch y'all on the flip side. Much love, God bless, and peace out.